Welcome, everyone. We are so excited to launch the first annual Sri Shakti Amma Music Festival of Sacred Music and Kirtan. My name is Sonia Beckerman, and I am the Vice President of Divine Love World Charity, a 501c3 not-for-profit corporation established in 2003 in order to support humanitarian and charitable initiatives in conjunction with Sri Narayani Peetham and the Sri Narayani Hospital and Research Center. This festival features many talented artists and musicians who have opened their hearts and donated their time for the benefit of the 5 Million Trees initiative that is part of Green Shakti. The schedule is robust and diverse, and we look forward to chanting, singing, and celebrating life for the next 3 days. Thank you also for generously donating for tree planting. You will have the opportunity to do so throughout the festival, and your donation goes a long way. No amount is too small. Today, I am so pleased to introduce my good friend, co-collaborator, and nature advocate, Natalie Latham. Natalie has been leading Green Shakti initiatives since 2010. She spearheaded the campaign to bring solar energy to Sripuram, ensured that Green Shakti workers remained employed during COVID-19, established the Green Shakti Club, hands-on education for kids, launched the 5 Million Trees initiative, and so much more. We're going to learn all about this in just a moment. Natalie has a Master of Arts in Asian Studies from the University of Sydney. She worked in Paris in documentary photography and film before moving to India in 2009. She's an artist whose favorite medium is oil pastels. And every morning at 6 a.m. in India, you can find Natalie watering the trees and taking care of nature. Connecting people to nature and tree planting is her passion and her calling. Welcome, Natalie.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Thank you, and welcome everybody.
Natalie, take us on a journey.
Yes, let's go, let's go. Okay, so Green Shakti. When did Green Shakti begin? In 1996, Sri Shakti Amma, who is the founder of Green Shakti, began 2 tree planting projects at the age of 20. One was for tree planting in rural environments, and the other was for tree planting in urban environments. By the time of 2011, there were several environmental projects, and they all came under one umbrella, and the umbrella was called and is called Green Shakti. So the actual event was inaugurated by the former president of India, Dr. Abdul Kalam. So what does Green Shakti do? We do many, many things. One of the most important things we do is educate children at the local schools. We also grow native saplings from seed and employ 15 people at our tree nursery. So far, we've planted over 1 million trees, and our next project is the 5 Million Tree Project. We donate trees to institutions and people around Tamil Nadu. We have a zero waste management program where we collect 2 tons of rubbish every day. We have a solar kitchen, and we also have biogas plants, which creates 50 kilograms of biogas a day. We have a goshala, which is a cow shed with over 400 cows. We have a program which saves cows called Go Samrakshana, and a program to donate cows to families in need. So the first project is the Solar Kitchen. The Solar Kitchen is an extraordinary program because in India, it's very important to feed people. And we have a big temple complex here, We have 5,000 people visiting every day. Now, these numbers are outside of COVID times. We have a much smaller amount of people at the moment, but on normal days, we would have 5,000 people coming each day, and they are fed with the energy of the sun and of biogas each day. EXNORA, the Zero Waste Management Program. This is a program we actually, in 2010, we were named the cleanest temple, and this was one of the programs that actually won an award. So we collect every day 2 tons of waste from our campus. That's being the hospital, the schools, the temples, the guest houses. We employ 145 men and women, and everything is sorted by hand. There are 45 categories of waste. So here on the left, you can see we have plastic bottles. On the right-hand side, you have paper waste. And then in the middle, this is Busker, who is collecting. We have weekend collects also. We also have a composting program. So along with the biogas, where a lot of food scraps go to, we also have composting with worms. And we sell this compost at the temple, and we call it black gold because it is literally the most amazing compost I've ever seen. So these are women from EXNORA. This was just photographed a few weeks ago when they were receiving their new uniforms. Next week, we're going to celebrate Earth Day, and we're marking the longevity of the workers. What I learned in preparing this day is that 75% of our workers have worked at Green Shakti for more than 10 years. And every person you see means that has a job, and it means that they are supporting a whole family in rural India, which is a really big, big deal. So we have the cows. And we have some really extraordinary programs with the cows. Up on the top left here, gives you an idea of the actual cow shed that we have, over 400 cows. And you can come to feed them, and you can donate food and actually feed them yourselves. Then we also have a program, you can see these are dwarf cows. It's a particular breed of cows. We breed Indian breeds to maintain the actual lineage of cows, because there's a lot of crossbreeding, and Sri Shakti Amma is really into maintaining Indian breeds. And I'm not sure if you can see this one on the right, but these are 2 little twins who were born at the Goshala. So we have programs where we donate cows to families who are living under the poverty line. Up on the top here, this is a priest who lives under the poverty line, and so the cow will help him do his pujas and also to feed his family, and the extra milk can also bring in an income. And these are also occasions where Sri Shakti Amma has given cows to people. They literally turn up at the temple and a cow is given to them, or they make applications. On the top right-hand side is the Go Samrakshana program. This is an extraordinary program in the fact that we actually save cows. You can sponsor a cow from going to the slaughterhouse. The cow is brought to where our sacred grove is and gets to live out its days at this area. Trees. So all of these are my favorite programs, but trees definitely have grabbed my heart over the years. So this is our tree nursery. At the moment, we have 300,000 saplings. And after this fundraiser, we're going to be having a lot more, because we're going to be able to plant more saplings for the 5 million tree project. Every tree for the 5 million tree project will be planted here and will grow here. These are some of the workers from the Green Shakti Tree Nursery. We have 15 local men and women. So this is to give you an idea of what we've done in the past. This was our first major tree planting program in partnership with the Tamil Nadu Forestry Department. You can see on the left here, this was in 2000s. There was not one tree on these hills. These hills are very sacred. They're called the Kailash Giri. 7 years later, 100,000 trees every year for 7 years were planted. That makes 700,000 trees. And then on the right-hand side, this is 7 years later again to show that the actual trees were maintained and have made a huge difference. To give you an idea of the vastness of these hills, the next photograph is actually being photographed from the top of this hill here. And so that gives you, so these hills keep going on. And so that's how vast this afforestation project was. So the sacred groves, this is our first sacred grove that we've planted. These are all medicinal trees and all trees that belong in the Puranas or the sacred scriptures. And this grove here is actually surrounding the Srinarayani Holistic Center. So, and we are also going to be having a medicinal garden, which will be planted later this year. We donate trees to all types of institutions. These photographs are teachers who have come, they've been given their symbolic tree, and then we ship trucks of trees to the individuals, to each schools, and we help them with the pitting and donate compost for the trees too. So, Green Shakti Club. So Green Shakti Club, these photos are all pre-COVID photos. We're not having Green Shakti Club at the moment, but outside of COVID, we have weekly classes involving hands-on experience with tree planting, caring for trees, vegetable gardening, and a lot more. So here we have our vegetable garden, and this gives the opportunity for the children to get out of the classroom and to actually be able to plant the seeds, to understand how fragile a small tomato plant is, to be able to see the tomato grow and to be able to take it home and either cook it or show it or eat it. But they usually cook these cooked foods, vegetables here. Now, at the two schools we have, every tree that you see has been planted by the children. On the left, you can see the girls have just planted their trees, and the boys here are watering, and the girls on the right-hand side are weeding. So there's also, and they also compost every few months. So this is really getting the children to not only plant the trees, but by maintaining, they understand how difficult it is. And also they see the tree grow, because over the years they see the trees grow, and there's a real connection. So why do we want to deepen the relationship between children and nature? If children connect with nature at a young age, they will defend nature in the future. And that's really my wish when we're doing these Green Shakti classes, is that we're planting these seeds of love for nature so that they take care of the environment later on. So, and as you can see, they definitely love getting their hands dirty, and they love watering through, getting the watering cans. We also do picking up rubbish and get the kids into teams, and they get very enthusiastic about competing with each other and have a lot of fun. The main thing is that they love to actually get out of the classroom, and they always turn up with the most extraordinary amount of enthusiasm. We take them to EXNORA so that they actually understand what happens with waste and what goes into the bin and where it ends up in. So that here on the left-hand side, you can see with children with the water bottles, the composting on the right, and the boys at the top. It's a machine that filters the compost. The thing that they love the most here is when they get to see the worms. That is the big excitement of visiting EXNORA. Yeah. So Green Shakti Club also has drawing classes. Now, all the other programs I've shown you before, there's a lot of enthusiasm, there's a lot of running around, very active. And this is a time when they're drawing, it's actually a time for them to be more focused on nature, to actually look at the details of a leaf, look at what the shape of the shade that the tree creates. And we also take them to the cowshed, and they do incredible masterpieces like you see here of cows, and it's about getting them more connected and observing and having that quiet time relating to nature and through art. When Sri Shakti Amma gave me the project of doing the Green Shakti Club, one of the things that Sri Shakti Amma said was to make sure that volunteers from overseas come to the classes, because kids from India will, if they see people from overseas saying it's important to take care of nature, it's important to pick up rubbish, they will listen to you. And it's a really wonderful program too, because the people come for the classes, and they get so much out of it because the kids are so enthusiastic, and people always come out just like, always giving so much thanks to, for the experience. And it also gives the kids, these kids are kids that live in rural India. Most of them haven't been to Chennai, which is the big city 3 hours away from here. So, but here they're getting every week, we're getting people from the Middle East, from America, from Europe, from Australia. It's a really amazing experience for them to be able to meet so many people from around the world. So here we have Rebecca, who's from Ireland, doing an arts class. There you are, Sonia, in the middle. You're doing, you were volunteering. What was your experience like?
Yes, I recognize that photo. The experience was amazing. I come and work with the kids at the school every time I come to Petum, and it is so rewarding and so meaningful, but it's also a lot of fun. The kids are amazing. Yeah. We really bond over tree planting and nature.
And it also means it's an opportunity to have conversations which you wouldn't have in a classroom setting too, because it's being with a spade, you're in a much more relaxed environment too. Also in India, often people give sweets as gifts. So here on Teachers' Day every year, we give trees to the teachers rather than offering sweets. And on the top right side, we do performances for Republic Day and for Assembly. So the 5 Million Tree Project, this is what this festival is all about, and it is the next major program of Green Shakti. How are we going to invest the $1.50 per tree that you donate? So with 75 cents, we can buy seeds, the compost, and the bags, and actually grow a seed to a 2-year-old sapling for 75 cents. That also includes water, and it includes the salaries for people. So planting these trees and growing these trees is also giving many people jobs. The other 75 cents of your $1.50 is used to pay someone to do the pit, which is a really hard job here in India, in South India, because the earth is very, very hard. We also give compost and watering. So that's the $1.50 per tree. Now, these are the wonderful trees that we plant. This is only a very small amount of the trees, but these are all indigenous trees to South India. They cope with very, very harsh summers, and where there's literally, anyway, a lot more. This is just a very, very small amount of the trees that we plant. Now, we want to say a big thank you. This is a thank you from the school children, and a thank you from the Green Shakti workers at the tree nursery.
Thank you, Natalie. A big thank you from us. Thank you for this comprehensive introduction to Green Shakti. You're quite right. As you said, Green Shakti does a lot of things. So I think that this festival has launched, especially because the wonderful birds singing in the background have really set the stage. So all we have to do is sing, chant, enjoy, celebrate, and plant trees. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Thank you.